everybody. I'm out here again with 21st Century Expeditionist and Florida Trailblazer, and we're exploring some more Indian mounds out here on the St. Johns. Want to give us a little bit of history about the area, which Indians lived out here? And
well, I'm no historian, but there's different beliefs from different perspectives from different archaeologists. Basically, I think today they believe maybe the Ayas Indians lived along St. John's River here, and of course on the Indian River.
How long ago you think?
I don't know. I think the last time Indians were here that were indigenous to the area was probably by around 1700 or so.
It's one of my favorite places to explore, along the St. John's River floodplain. Just beautiful wide open spaces. This to me is the real Florida, natural Florida.
Yeah.
So it's great to be out here exploring with you. And
yeah, once again,
check out these places and take you out and enjoy them.
Yeah, and
go ahead.
Well, this place has a nice floodplain too. So it has basically a prairie along the St. John's River. So it's a really beautiful, pristine area.
Yeah, I really like it how the light shimmers off all the grass out there. It's just kind of, it's psychedelic almost. It's really cool. So, well, I say we get in there and find that mound, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. Like I said, I live for these palm hammocks. They're amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot more, I noticed a lot more palm hammocks on this side. Just like that.
Yeah, and that's what I really love about these areas. Yeah, so I've been led out here by Florida Trailblazer and 21st Century Expeditionist to a place called Indian Fields Grove, and it's full of different types of fruit trees, guava trees. Had that lime tree back there, Kalamunda lime or something, which is pretty good. It's similar to a kumquat. The peel was sweet, but the flesh on the inside was really tart. But I love it. It is really, really good. Apparently there's a bunch of other types of fruit trees out here, but nothing's in season right now. All the orange and citrus trees are getting to be ripe, but that's not going to be until probably next month.
You know what's another note here, fascinating thing, I was out here last spring just exploring around like we are today. Different time of year, but you could smell all the fruit in the air.
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful.
I
as
can
you walk
imagine,
in here,
yeah.
that's all you smelled was just you had the wind coming in and you smelled the fruit. It was just perfect.
Yeah, I can imagine the orange blossoms popping up early in the year. It must smell phenomenal.
Yeah,
so apparently we've made it to the mound. Let's check this out. these trees in here. It's a real tree. This mound is actually really, really cool. We found a lot of cool shards, really big ones. And then I spotted these. These are called sword ferns, and they're imported from Asia, I believe. And what's really cool about this plant is if you pull it up.
So this is an edible plant?
Yep. It's got these little water cells in it. And
wow.
Yeah, and those are the parts that you can eat. And it's the only fern that does this, so you know for sure that it's the proper fern.
So these parts right here, you can see them here. I'll pull one off.
So take the dirt off.
Yeah, ideally you probably want to rinse out with some water. And you said you can cook these up?
If you cook them up, they get a little sweeter, but you can eat them just like that. It's kind of similar to a potato and a grape, or maybe a chestnut. So
here, I'll try one too.
It's nice.
That's good. It does. It has a potato flavor with a hint of like a grape taste to it as well. And I guess you could say this is very starchy. So
Absolutely.
It's good for you to eat out here in the wilderness, wouldn't it?
Full of water.
Yeah.
And it's clean water too.
Yeah, you can see the water in it, all in it. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is nice. Of course, you got little bits of sand.
Now
in it,
this one's a darker color, and that one's like a whiter color. What's the difference on that?
Just the color.
Oh, okay.
But no, look how wet that is. Look how much water is in that.
Exploded. Yeah.
It's good. It's really
That's
good.
interesting. You're always finding interesting edible plants out here in the wilderness to enjoy. So it is like a potato too, because it's growing in the ground. Yep. That's good. Try another one. Yeah. We're gonna feast on the wilderness out there. So I don't know how long. When were these plants imported?
I don't know that. I couldn't find out for you.
I would wonder if the natives that lived on this mound would have ate something like this, or they may not have been here at that time. You know, going back over 500 years, I'm not sure, but.
Well, like I said, it is an imported species. The thing about it is, they were imported back in the early settlers because of it's a nice ornamental. Wasn't until several years later that people started experimenting and eating those little balls. And if this was an indigenous plant to this region, the American Indians here would have utilized these already. They would know that these were edible.
Very cool.
Yeah, I actually really enjoy them. I got a bunch growing in my yard. Unless don't have any on that
I can see these tasting really good, like on a salad too. Throw them in a salad or something like that.
They're full of fiber too, so you know if you're eating a lot of them, you're gonna be pretty regular. Cool.
Awesome.
Let's see what else we can find out here.
Awesome.
Pigs right now. They are just hanging out all around us. Trying to get some more on camera here for you guys. And every time I open my big fat mouth, they run off and I miss them. So the guys led me to this really cool midden mound. It's overlooking the St. Johns River. It's actually really quite beautiful. Got a lot of fruit trees surrounded by berry bushes, fruit trees of all sorts. And we're finding pottery left and right. And as soon as we come out to this little sunny patch right here, it's just laying everywhere. It's absolutely incredible. I'm gonna explore some more and check out the rim of everything here. But yeah, this is pretty exciting. It's really cool stuff. Let's check out some of this pottery. So what do we got here, guys?
Well, we made it back to this area of the mound, and over here some interesting artifacts still remain out here after all these years. Pieces of pottery fragments, different kinds as well, different colors. That's what I like about it. You got ones with patterns on it, some don't have patterns. All here dispersed on the ground, along with lots of bits and pieces of shells. All discarded here from Native American Indians long ago, probably, I can't say for sure, but going back 500 years, possibly even longer. So to be here in these places of history is just amazing. Take a look at this stuff.
What's cool is you have different kinds of texture on them as well. One of them is checked stamped.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so Jeremy, the different cultures, would they have different stamps,
Well, I mean,
patterns they put on them?
Yeah, the archaeologists can tell through carbon dating and also the patterns that were displayed in different cultures, but that doesn't mean they didn't have more than one pattern.
Yeah, because I've been on, just from my experience in exploring these sites, the pottery fragments I've seen, they all have different patterns. Some have...
Well, at the same time
Yeah.
period, it's just like any potters today.
Yeah. And then some don't have anything at all. Some is just smooth.
Plain type.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
And
some of it could be eroded off, but
what about the different colors of it? What's that have to do with?
different composition. They over there along like the Withlacoochee River, they use limestone to temper their pottery. Here, they use clay. They use spun spicules. They use grit. There's all kinds of materials they would use to temper.
And that's where the different colors would come into play.
Yeah, and also the clay sometimes has different colors. You got real dark, rich clay versus real light clay.
And when you're on these mounds and you see these pottery fragments, of course, you always wonder if it is a piece of pottery, because sometimes you see turtle shells and bones that look like pottery fragments too.
Well, there's
So we have
actually
some
a
of that
turtle
here.
shell sitting there.
Yeah, we have a turtle shell here.
It's hard to tell because the spun spicules resemble the bone composition. I forgot what the exact name of the fabula or something at the inside of the bone, but the spun spicules look a lot like that. Sometimes the spun spicule pottery will actually be mistaken for a turtle shell or a piece of bone.
So it goes vice versa. It could be a turtle shell, or
You can tell it's a turtle shell, but I'm just saying at a distance they look the same.
It's fascinating. A lot of times this stuff is buried in the ground, you can't see it, but this is stuff we've just seen on the surface. Water levels are down.
We had a high water content this year too.
Yeah.
The water levels were way up. I mean, we're underwater right now from this past summer, and since the water has subsided, we can get in here and take a look at what has been washed up.
Well, the archaeologists also debate which tribes of Indians actually lived along the river here. There's no consensus, but it's probably maybe the Ayas Indians.
Yeah, I've always heard of Timucua Indians lived out in these areas too, but
Well, the Timucua were further north, but they called them freshwater Timucua. They were a tribe associated with the greater Timucua because they spoke the same language. But the Mayaka which lived along south of Lake George on the St. Johns River, were said to have spoken the language of the Ayas Indians, which lived along the Indian River and parts of the St. Johns. And they were a well-known tribe by the Spanish, the Ayas Indians. I'm not sure, the pronunciations differs, but...
What's fascinating is, going back thousands of years, these places were places of habitation. People lived out here, they hunted, and even going more modern times, going up to the 1800s to the 1900s, people lived on these mounds too. They had structures here, and in fact this one here, there were structures all around. You can see remnants from it. There was a grove here we were talking about before. So
yeah, lots of fruit trees.
Yeah, a lot of fruit trees. So just over the years, centuries, people have lived in these areas. And it's just fascinating to be out here
Even the Seminole Indians
Yeah.
lived on these mounds for a while. And you can see later Seminole pottery is on these mounds also. And also you find European type pottery, which could have came from the Seminole Indians, or it could have come from the Indians as they got it from the Spanish or collected it from shipwrecks.
Such a magical place being out here along the St. Johns River floodplain. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's
The wilderness, the history, you just can't beat it.
cool.
It's awesome, man.
Thanks, man. Well, it looks like you got your boots off for the trek across the water, my man. You don't want wet feet, huh?
Yeah.
I don't mind, but I'm going somewhere afterwards, so I don't want to walk around with muck and mud all over my shoes.
I get it. I'm gonna
And
go somewhere
squeaky
too.
shoes on top of that.
Hey, you're gonna have to get wet again. It's part of the adventure.
Yeah, it's part of the adventure. We gotta cross that creek again. Hey guys, I appreciate you inviting me out again.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's always awesome hanging out with you guys. So
Yeah,
We saw some great sights today.
next time we'll have to do something a little different. I think we'll have to find some other archaeological thing. So
well, there's all kinds of things out here.
yeah, you said it. No, definitely.
Beautiful wilderness, great history. Now the sun's setting, it's just perfect out here. The wind's blowing.
We had to go back for a piece of camera equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Left it a mile back, had to hike back a mile to get it.
That's all right. It's all that good exercise, no matter what. It's never wasted time when you're with good company. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm really excited to do another video with you guys.
Definitely, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. It's great to explore with you as always. You too, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a blast. I have a blast out there. You know, no matter, I could be having a bad day out there and still be having a good time.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a
So,
great
we
escape
had-
being out in the wilderness.
A lot of encounters with wildlife. as
Yeah, a
well.
lot of really cool encounters. Deer, pig.
Owl. We saw a
Oh,
whippoorwill.
We heard it now.
A chuck's a willow or whippoorwill is one or the other.
So yeah, lots of bird life. It's been awesome. Well, that's about it, guys. I'm gonna put the links to their channels in the description like last time. And appreciate you like always. And thank you for watching. Take care.
Thank you.